and hold them underneath their chin. This does not hurt them, and it helps when I hold there too if I'm trimming around their face.
Came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
This is Zap and Wonder. They're really good, huh? I know, sorry Zap or Wonder. So her face is a little greasy from some medicine, so I'm gonna use this stuff we have that's called F&T. Be very careful not to get it in her eyes. Guys are Doodle breeds. She's a mini Aussie Doodle and a mini Golden Doodle, and they both have a different texture hair, but they got a lot of the doodle part, the poodle part, and these guys get done every 2 weeks. So when you get a Doodle breed, a lot of breeders will tell you not to, or that they're low maintenance dogs and they don't need to be groomed very much, and that's just not true. They need to be done on a regular basis, not every 2 weeks, but they need to be done. Good boy. They need to be done at least every 4 to 6 weeks. And if you can't afford every 4 to 6 weeks, you can go a little bit longer, but there's some tools that you'll need to get. He's a good boy. He's such a good boy. And when I have 2 dogs, I like to wash both of them at the same time. Zap doesn't like to be dried as much, so I dry Wonder and work on Wonder first so that it's less dry time for Mr. Zap. He's such a good boy. They're such good dogs. Zap likes his after you rinse them, but sometimes when I just need to add a little bit of softness to their coat and I don't want to do that second step, I do spray a quick dry on them, which is a conditioner too, so after they're rinsed and all that helps with conditioning my coat as well. Vanish. Do a light spray on her. I like this. It's great for conditioning after. It helps with knots and tangles. I also use a conditioning and finishing spray from Quadruped sometimes. I like the way this one's. I like the way they both smell, but it just depends on exactly what I'm using it for. So I use a Miller's Forge brush. I have 2 sizes. I have the large and the small. If you brush them right, you don't have to push hard, and you can, as you notice, it's not doing anything to my pad of my hand. And but you got to be careful not to brush in the same spot over and over again, because you will cause brush burn. And this is a great brush to have at home when you're teaching them that the brushing is okay and you want to maintain a coat. And I always start from the neck back. This just helps me remember where I'm at so I don't miss any spots. When you're doing it at home, you can do it however you would like. And it's always good to play with your dog's feet when you get them, because we hold their feet a lot. So this really helps. If you guys can work together with your groomer, then the dog's experience of being groomed will be so much better. I think they would love it, huh? I think we would love it. Isn't she just the cutest thing? Not all mobile rigs are you able to walk around the table. I just have one of the bigger ones that I'm in. So I'm able to walk around the dog instead of moving her or moving the table or... And then I take a comb, I think this is an Andis comb. and I'll go through. Usually we do a haircut on these guys, but today they're just going to be a bath and tidy. So I just make sure that I can get the comb through their coat. I always try to love on them, let them know they were doing so good. They did so good. And then come here, baby. I don't touch their anus, I just scoop over it. And then I use a 40 blade to, I don't go inside their paw unless it's matted. I just kind of skip over the top. So it protects their pads if they need it. She's got the perfect little teddy bear paw. And I pull their legs back like this because it's natural. I don't have, and I have a little bit of control over them. But this is why it's good to play with their feet. We mess with their feet a lot. And you notice she doesn't bite me or anything when I'm holding her pads or her paws. She's a good girl. So I stay, when I do the nails, I do it on the right side of their body. Here, baby. I can't really show you. So what I do is I put my arm around their body, and then I pull their feet back like you're shoeing a horse. And again, Miller's Forge clippers. I love these. These are my favorite nail clippers. They have the large and then the small. I usually just have the large. Smalls are good if you have like little tiny dogs. I think that doing this with the Dremel helps because this flattens the nail out and makes it easier to Dremel so they're not so sharp. Kind of scoop the corner of her eyes out with this. Don't touch her face or anything with it. She's a good girl. Get like right inside of her eyes here. Be careful not to catch anything. I use Monks. Mine are 8.5. They're curves. You can get them a pair of shears or whatever to fit your hand comfortably if you are comfortable enough to do that at home. And when I'm going around their paws like this, I'm barely closing the scissors. So that way I do not cut the skin. And another good reason to be messing with their paws a lot is because if our equipment is super sharp. So the less that they fight me on this, the less chances of any accidents happening. Then you're working with sharp equipment and a dog that moves. It is bound to happen no matter how long you've been with them. So I take thinning shears. Another thing to get them used to is rubbing them around the eye so they can get used to you messing around their faces. And hold them underneath their chin. This does not hurt them, and it helps when I hold there too if I'm trimming around their face so they don't stick their tongue out. So holding their faces really helps because I'm not doing it to be mean. I'm holding under the chin. I have control over them so that they are not flipping out, because we do work with sharp equipment.